Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tosin. For those that are new here, I'm filming this video from Glasgow, Scotland, just in case you're wondering where I am or what part of the world that I'm in. And in today's video I'm going to be talking about influencer life, content creator life, and I've been on this journey for a bit. Actually, I would say since 2012 I've been on this content creator life. So I would say that's a lot of years, and that's about 11 years now. And even when it wasn't as popular to do so, when it was very cringe to release content, I've been on this creator journey. And not primarily on YouTube. I was doing that. I had a I have, even though I don't upload on that platform anymore, a text-based blog where I used to write my thoughts and everything within. Those that are my OGs, that they've been following me for since then, they know me. So in today's video we're going to be talking about brand partnerships, and we're going to be talking about how to reject brand partnerships and the things that I look out for. And I know someone will be watching me like, is it not if you're even receiving that you'll be rejecting? But I actually find that I have actually done a lot of unfortunately emails that I won't be able to work on this campaign, and I'll share with you why. I know off the top of your head you may begin to think of reasons why, why would somebody not want to work with a brand, but I'll share with you as we go on in this video. And also, we're not sharing this from any to have any feeling of you're better than anybody. No, we're not. Opportunities are great. I am looking for opportunities every day. I pray for opportunities every day as a content creator, but I'll share with you some of the reasons why I would reject a brand partnership, and I hope this video blesses you and encourages you, or you pick one or two things from this video. Okay, before I go on, a few housekeeping rules. I do not claim to be a sensei or the almighty knowledge, connoisseur of knowledge. I'm just sharing with you from my own life experiences. Throughout this video, I'm going to be sharing real life tangible examples. Secondly, you're watching this video, you're not a subscriber. Oh yeah, please subscribe. If you're using your computer, subscribe. If you're using your phone, subscribe. If you're using your TV, bring out your phone, type my name, Tosin Alabi, and subscribe. Like this video, thumbs up, and leave a comment as well as you're watching this video if anything is jumping back. You can also edit your comments and add on to it by the end of the video. Also, please watch this video in the entirety of it. I think this video is going to be about 25 minutes long, thereabouts. So please watch the entire video as well. I would appreciate it so much. So yes, let's get right into the video. Okay, so working with brands. I'm going to tell you usually how brands reach out to me and what I assess and what I look out for. So usually brands reach out to me via email. And I've worked with a huge variety of brands. I've worked with government level brands. I'm talking about government charities, government program, United Kingdom now, not even while I was in Nigeria. I've worked with brands, even MAC. I've worked with brands like Shea Moisture. I've worked with a plethora of brands. I've worked a lot, Cricut. I've worked with very, very interesting, global brands, if I do say so myself. And I've also worked with brands that are more niche, so the Asian brands, which is one I think I get very frequently, is producing content for hair companies which are usually based in Asia. I'm talking Vietnam, China, and the likes. But that's almost like daily emails. That's one. Then also we have the more like local brands, like maybe a new restaurant is opening up, PR packages from brands like Garnier, new beauty companies popping up, that maybe like companies that are selling on ASOS, so I have I don't just have one type of brand reaching out to me. Now, majority of all these collaborations are paid. Very few are, I would say, giftings, and I'll still come to that in this video. Now, if you haven't watched one video that I did, I think 3 years ago now, I'm not even sure, I'll link that video here and also in the description box. Talks about like I was just pouring my heart out as an influencer and also someone that partners with influencers, because I run two businesses as well. So I also work with influencers in my business, as in hiring them, and I also work as someone that is being hired as well. So in that video I was able to give a balanced perspective from an influencer and also someone that's hiring. So I think that video will be a good watch. Please watch it after this or before this. Now back to this video. As I said, I've worked with a couple of brands, and most times they reach out to me via email. So on my Instagram, just as I'm dropping nuggets, please, if you're a creator and you're watching this, these are some of the things I hope you're able to pick one or two lessons from. On my Instagram, I have in my contact us my email, and also I have my location. And so that makes it easier to know that, okay, this person is in the UK, she's in Glasgow, she's in Scotland, or she's in wherever, or she's in Glasgow but she has ties to Nigeria. For example, when I'm working with like companies that are like finance-based companies, maybe companies that do like money exchange from Africa to Nigeria, and they want someone that, you know, is like a merger within two countries. I remember I worked with one brand, I think a TV station is I don't want to say the name, an Afrocentric TV station in the UK. I worked with them on a campaign as well, like 3 years ago now, and I was a good fit because I live in the UK but I have ties back to Nigeria as well. So that's some of the reasons why those kind of brands will reach out to me. Now back to the Instagram, they contact me via my contact button, my email, or even word of referral. Maybe I've worked with a brand before and somebody knows somebody that knows someone, like, oh, reach out to her saying she does, you know, good work and the videos will be crisp and all of that. So that's how to reach out to me. Another method of reaching out to me is via DMs, as interesting as it sounds. Sometimes maybe a brand I've been following for years, or I've not even been following them, they're just going on like a campaign drive. They just reach out to me via DM and say, oh, I work with so and so brand. What email is the best to reach you? Is it the one in your bio? Or alternatively, do you have a phone number? If it's something that maybe is more local, and they reach out to me. So that's one way in which they reach out to me. Now, when they reach out to me, what are the things I look out for? The products or service that they are offering, does it align with my values as a human being and as a Christian? Of course. So I've had brands, a couple of brands reach out to me for maybe they're selling alcohol-based drink. I know I had one, like a casino that was launching in my city, a really big casino that wanted to partner with me, paid campaigns. So things like gambling, maybe like as I said, alcohol, you know, some things that I do not want to represent. I don't want to represent, or I don't even want to encourage people to buy those products. I don't work with brands like that. That one is just a no-brainer. I just reply them that, you know, I'll see if I can put like templates on the screen as well. I'll just copy and paste so that you guys can screenshot, and you can also maybe even replicate, of course, tailoring it to your own deal, not just copy and paste. And I just say, oh, thank you for reaching out to me. I appreciate you reaching out. However, unfortunately, I am not able to work with you on this campaign because I do not drink alcohol, or because it's not an industry that I'm interested in, or I don't think I'm the right fit for this campaign. So that's one. I remember there was even one before I even had my daughter. They wanted me to do a campaign for kids, and I don't know why they reached out. Maybe it was just like the person to do their research well. Though I was pregnant that period, I think it was during COVID, yeah. I couldn't work on the campaign. I replied to the person that I'm not able to do this campaign because I do not have a child and I don't think I'm the right person. So I kind of refer them to another influencer that I think would be a better fit for that campaign. So those are some of the initial reason that I would reject any brand campaign, because it doesn't align with my values, or I don't want to represent what they are offering. One. Another reason I would reject a brand partnership is if they are lowballing me. So for instance, which is usually the often reason. So maybe they want one Instagram video, they want 2 YouTube videos, they want reels, in fact, I'll give you a case study, a real life scenario. A brand reached out to me earlier this week. They wanted 1 YouTube video, 2 Instagram reels. They want me to be putting up reminders on my story every week, 2 times a week, 2 reminders about this product, 2 times a week for 3 months. In those 3 months, I cannot work with any competing brand. They would say that they would own the rights to the work in perpetuity, meaning forever and ever, and they will own the rights, which, I mean, sometimes you brainstorm if it works. Me, I never say no for anything that has to do with perpetuity, but for you, if it's something you know that for life you would want to be identified with, that's fine. They shall have a couple of clauses, and they were offering me, is it 400 euros, not even pounds, which is about 300 pounds, and for me, no, I don't even want to go into that. So that's a no. So in that kind of scenario, I would share with you how I rejected that campaign. So I said, thank you for reaching out to me. Actually, we jumped on a call before they even sent the contract, and she asked me my budget, my rate card for that kind of service, and I said, you know what, what's your budget? Because sometimes, even as content creators, you yourself, even if you set your rate card, you'll be surprised that brands even have a higher spend, and you've already gone to say your rate card, and which is not bad, but you've shot yourself in the foot from the possibilities of earning more. So even if on your rate card it says £1,000, what if the brand was willing to spend £3,000 on you because they see the value that you are not saying? So sometimes it's always good to say, oh, can I have your budget? I remember I had one campaign with a brand. Is it last year now? One of my highest paid campaigns on Instagram. It was for a beautiful cause. It was about, I think, food waste. It was a really, really good campaign. It was a 1 minute Instagram reel, and the lady was like, "Oh, how much will I charge for something like this?" And I was about to send my record, and I said to her, "Oh, can I ask if there's a but you have a budget in mind for this content that you want me to create?" And she was like, "Oh, we would like to offer you so and so and so. I mean, this is how they say it in pounds. Is it 4 figures now? Yeah. That is this okay for you?" And this was literally ×2 of what I would have charged for the campaign. So I was very grateful for that, and I was like, "Oh, absolutely, this is fine." And I thanked her very well, you know, obviously not looking like a hungry person, but I thanked her, and I was, you know, showed that I was grateful for the opportunity. And I did the campaign. It was so easy. They didn't give me stress. The only feedback that they had was that they wanted me to put text on the screen, which I always do now with any of my videos. If you watch my videos on Instagram, and just to caption it, just in case of anyone with accessibility issues wants to watch the video, it would appeal. And I did that before the video went live, and they were very grateful and thankful, and the campaign went well. So I'm just putting into context why it's always good to ask for budget before you send your rate card, specifically, because sometimes with your rate card they even lowball you lower. I'm not saying don't have, because I do have a rate card as well, especially for smaller businesses, because they're not even, if you ask a small business, they might say they want to pay you £20. It's always good for you to also have a rate card, and just use your discretion and discernment to know when to send and when to ask for a budget. So that's another reason why I would reject a brand campaign when they are lowballing you. So this brand asks for all these things: perpetuity of my content, rights to my videos and my pictures, using me like an ambassador, literally putting my stamp that it was a financial service, that I should use this, people should use this product, and I won't be able to work with another brand for the next 3 months. This was earlier this week, so up until almost November, I won't be able to work with another brand that has competitive products. And as God will have it, literally the next day after this brand reached out to me, another brand offering similar services reached out to me and wanted to work with me, and they had a better budget, and I agreed to working with the second one, which I'm going to do the content, I think, next week. So that's one reason why I would reject it. Another reason why I would reject, a brand collaboration is if maybe if they are being very difficult to work with. See, there's dignity in labor. I always tell people this, especially maybe my younger friends. Even if someone is washing your toilets, or someone you're hiring them to mend your shoes, you always need to give someone respect. As an entrepreneur, sometimes I look at my business DMs, maybe like in my Lagos store, and I expect that the same honor and reverence that I'm giving to you as a business owner, you as a customer, you're also giving me that, for instance. So when brand customers are being very feisty for no reason, essentially saucy, it takes me aback. If I have any scenarios where maybe something happened with your order, not any fault of ours. If it's a fault of ours, we'll take risk. And I'm going somewhere with this analogy. We'll take full responsibility. But let me say it's from your own end. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't read properly, or the delivery company, and you're being so rude to my staff. You're being saucy. You're using abusive words. We will refund you your money, because I want my staff to be working in a safe environment. And they do it here as well. Like, they put it there, like, we treat our customers with care, and we expect that you do the same, because most people usually have sense and they do the same. So if I'm working with a brand and I notice that maybe the person in charge of the campaign is so difficult, they're not being reasonable, they're being saucy, they're acting like they're doing me a favor, like as if they don't work with me on this campaign, I won't eat. The clauses that they are putting is unreasonable. And I'm not saying that I can't work well with I work very well when people give me a high standard of excellence. In fact, I'm excited about challenging tasks, because it allows me to hone my task better, to do better, to even make my work produce more quality. Maybe perhaps I had any oversight on something and you correct me. I'm happy, and I'll say thank you for flagging that. I didn't even think of that. But not when you're making unreasonable demands, you're not taking feedback on board. When I tell you, maybe I'm working with you on a product, and I tell you I've used this product, but I don't think the product works in the way that you said it would, and you are making a scene about, I just tell you, thank you so much for reaching out. Can you please send me a mailing address, and I'll send this thing back to you. And I'll give you a good real life example. You guys know my channel. I don't just open my mouth and I just blah 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 blah. I don't talk with theory. I'm not a theory person. I'm a practical person. I only tell you things based on what I've experienced. And on the rare occasion that I've not experienced it, I'll tell you to, this is what I think, but you can do something different when you're wearing the shoe. I worked with a brand a couple of years ago. They sent me clothes. I've never heard of the brand, but in hindsight now, it's something like, it's a brand I can consider fast fashion. You know, they are sewing in Asia, but they're selling worldwide. I mean, the likes of maybe say Shein, T, all those kind of brands, but they only do clothing. They reached out to me. They were like, oh, they wanted to send me a gift card to buy things on their website. They'll pay me. I'll review the clothes and then I'll put a stamp on it. You guys, from the first email, you don't even know if I'm going to even agree to work on the campaign. They're already giving me, the clothes must not be this. You must not say anything negative. You must not, and I don't even give bad feedback. If your stuff is bad, I send it back. There's no point of doing a review and the review is negative. Just send it back. Do you get? So I just they started putting all this. I was like, you know what, maybe it's cultural differences. These people, maybe it's just differences. Maybe not everyone is that courteous, you know, for lack of a better word. They sent these clothes, I received them, and you guys, if you follow me, I'm going to say this in my native language and I'm going to translate it. I don't wear panty. You would maybe when I was a teenager or something, but the moment I started to earn for myself and I started to buy my own things, I started behaving like my mother. I buy good quality things. Even when I'm looking for a bargain, I would buy good quality things on a bargain. I don't like buying trash. In fact, I'm almost even entering sustainability lifestyle now, like literally. So with my clothing especially. So when I saw those clothes, they were, I couldn't wear those clothes. They were just flimsy fabric. It was thin. It was literally, the picture looked like what it was online as design wise, but quality wise, I'm sure they edited those pictures. The fabric looked thicker online. They looked better stitched. It was just tacky. Let me just carry on. So I reached out to them. I'm like, oh, thank you so much for receiving these clothes, but unfortunately the clothes did not meet the standard, you know, of what I expected to wear. I'm not sure I'll be able to review. I think we have about 8 dresses. I'm not able to review these 8 dresses or something like that. It's been a while now, and I would like to return them and maybe only review 2 and let people know that they have so much inventory. And the 2 I was going to review, they were okay. I think maybe they were like skirts or something. I can't even remember now. But those ones were okay. But the rest was just nasty. And I was like, I won't be able to review them. And if you see the response, something about how they used money to mail it to me from America. The clothes must be unworn, in used condition. They have a long-standing history of repeat customer. I'm like, maybe your customers like fast fashion. Maybe your customers like clothing that thin. I don't like see-through clothing. I wouldn't wear a dress to church. I need see-through. Not dresses that are made to be see-through like mesh or organza. If a normal silk dress should not be see-through, you know. She was just talking, I just said to her, they were like, oh, if I make any video and I say anything negative about the brand, they would pursue it legally. I was like, yo, bro, how much are these clothes? Maximum £25 each. I'll send you back the clothes. I'll pay for the delivery. I can even pay you for the inconvenience charge. It will not, I will sleep well. It will not change my life. So they were like, okay, they should have sent me the mailing address, and I sent it to them. I make sure I use tracking so that they don't make it difficult. So in scenarios like that, I would be happy to reject the campaign, even when I've agreed to work with it initially. When the person is just difficult, they're not being understanding. That means that even if the clothes were good and you were this outlandish, people will say, oh, Tosin, you reviewed these clothes, they were good and the customer service is terrible. And I'll give you another instance. I worked with a brand that sent me 2 outfits. A lady, she's of Nigerian descent, but she lives in the UK. This is a while back as well. And the clothes were nice. I won't even take it from her. Nicely done, beautifully stitched, lovely. This was not a video, it was supposed to be an Instagram post. So I did the post and I tagged her. This woman probably took forever to pay me. Probably took like a month to pay me. And that was not the agreement. I didn't even mind. I said, you know what? Sometimes you use your head, sometimes you use your heart. So in this case, I used my heart. I said, okay, maybe she does. She was trying to do me like this, doing like me. I didn't even worry. But guess what? The clothes were nice. So when I reviewed it, or I posted about it, people were DMing the page. And her customer service was not excellent. It was just rubbish. She was replying them Like, she didn't even have a website. If you have a website, I don't expect that you should be DMing anybody that has if a business has a website, you should not be DMing anybody. Just go on the website and place your order yourself. You would not be DMing Amazon. So why are you DMing smaller businesses? So, but she did not have a website. So people had to be DMing this business. And it wasn't good. People were reaching out to me, sending me screenshots of the chat. And I was like, you know what, lady, please attend to this customer. So obviously, on another occasion, this person wants to work with me, I would say no, except she has improved and she can prove to me that she's taken the feedback from the last time and she's worked on it. Also, another reason I would reject a campaign is if I just discern that I shouldn't work with this brand. I know a lot of people might not, especially if you're watching me as a secular person, you're not of any faith and you're just interested in content creation. I don't know why. It seems good. It seems great. It seems like a massive opportunity for you. But maybe the Holy Spirit is just tugging on my heart that don't work with this brand. Another thing I'm learning also as a believer is that I'm being content with obedience as the final joy. Not waiting for, oh, thank God I obeyed. The brand now went to go affiliate with the devil 2 months later. Or, oh, thank God I obeyed. The brand, they now crashed. Or what they sent to me, the product, it cost me to have a skin disorder. No, just being okay with obedience, that the Holy Spirit is talking on your heart to say no. You don't know why, but you are just saying no. And that's one thing I'm really learning, like obedience can actually be the reward, just the joy of obeying God. So sometimes I just discern that, you know, to say, don't work with this person. The word I'm looking for is I just don't feel a release to work with this person. And as I said, sometimes it's not necessarily a big brand. Sometimes it might even be an acquaintance. It might be someone that you know. It might be a friend of a friend. It can even be your friend. But you just don't feel led to work with this person right now. And as I said, sometimes nothing can come out of it. And sometimes something can come out of it. Maybe you working with this business can deter a bigger fish coming. Maybe by the time you worked with this business, maybe you even did it free or you did it at a low cost. Or then a bigger brand comes and be like, oh, she's already worked with this person, we don't want to work with her at the moment. It might deter. It could be that, or it could not even be anything, as I said, that you can even tangibly explain or hold on to. So I'm just learning to be discerning. So these are some of the reasons why I would reject a brand deal. And obviously, when you ask me, so what do you look at to accept brand deals? Literally the opposite of everything that I've said. The first one is if I feel like you're aligned with me. It's a product that I'm happy to be identified with. Two, if you're, paying me my time and my money's worth. Payments goes beyond views. Payment goes beyond, oh, the view only had 500 views and then I paid her £1,000 or £500 or whatever it is that you pay, or even higher figures. Even just having somebody, they call it UGC now, user generated content. Having someone's picture to always post every time on long term, and I'll give you a scenario, is also good as well. Some of these times I wake up and I see my pictures on Facebook. I don't even use Facebook like that, and they're using it as sponsored ads. They did not pay for that in the campaign, which I've started putting it in my contract now, that if you're going to sponsor the post, you should put it in the contract so that I know and I can give you permission to, for a short time frame. I'm a person, I'm entitled to my entity as a person. I'm not AI, I'm a real human being. So that's that. So as I said, that's the second. The third thing I will also say is that, they're paying okay, the payment is good, they value my work. And also, I discern that it's okay to work with them. It's okay to work with them. Also, sometimes I even have brands that they're not even paying. I remember I had one campaign here. It was for a program in Glasgow, an event. They did not have any budgets, right? But it was a really big event. They were just inviting you as PR just to come. So sometimes even PR, I remember I've done some PR campaigns that comes with payments. So I asked them, I said, they were like, oh no, that's just a gifting. So I was like, I beg, I'm busy. But I just decided, Tosin, go for this, event. And I did, and I networked with locals. I was able to meet people that I've found them interesting to follow. I've learned from them. That's even opened doors for me. In fact, I worked with Van Gogh, the gallery in Edinburgh. And when I went there, I spoke to the lady that invited me that, oh, how did you find about me? She was like, another person that works in PR, this is a Scottish person, referred my page to her. And I came all the way from Glasgow to Edinburgh. So sometimes you accept gigs, not necessarily because there's a monetary value, but you just discern that something good can come out of it. And it's even worth your while, And also it was a good experience for my daughter as well. It was an immersive art experience. This was the one I went to Edinburgh. But the initial one, It was a local event and it was good. And look at now, I have my own UK business now, and I'm planning to even exhibit at that event sometime in the future as well. So now that I know people there, will be easier for me to reach out to them and say, you know what, I've attended this event as a content creator, but I have my own business. I'd like to exhibit there, you know, the next time you have this event. And at least there's already that leeway. So these are some of the things that I put into consideration when I accept a deal. So I worked with this brand a while back, and they were like, how much would I charge for me to make a video with my husband about the product that they had. And I gave them my fee, and they were like, oh, well, unfortunately that they're so happy to work with me. It's a smaller brand, but they're making giant strides. These are brands that you know that in the future they'll do very well. And I think they're based in America, but this is their own budget, and they would need to be able to justify them paying this amount, so that they need to be able to justify that the sales match up to the content. So I sent an email. I was like, I know my audience, right? And I know the conversions that I get. Even friends that I don't even how would I put it? That I don't even charge. Maybe my friend has a business or she's selling something, I post it. People always reach out to them. So I know my audience. So that is there. But also, I want you to look at working with me beyond the actual conversions that day that I post. Some people save posts. They don't buy now. How would you know it's coming from me if they now go back to it next week, or maybe at the end of the month? You see, one, I explained to them that also you also have a person, a notable person, because I have integrity and I have diligence, using your product that is certifying it like a review, like I think you are literally paying for a positive review. Literally, that's how I see it, from a person of influence. Oh, my stomach just growled. That like you're paying for a review from a person of influence. So that's one. Thirdly, as well, you have rights to this content for the period that we agree on. What if you use the products for the video for sponsored ads? What if you chop up the video and you continue to post it on your page? Are you going to be paying me every time you're posting it? No, now, because I've already done the work for you. So these are the things that you need to understand as an entrepreneur when you're working with brands. That it's not just sale that day. There's so many things. If I find the email I sent to them, I'll see if I can edit out that part and I'll also put it here so you can pause it and read it and better understand as a business owner as well. So I was able to explain to them, actually, oh, she better understands now. And they paid me, and the campaign was good, and they've been using the videos on their Instagram page. And also, even this person, they reached out to me that there was a time that I posted it on my story, and the ratings, the clicks on their website that day skyrocketed, which is something. If I worked with a local business here, and the owner of the business had to call me, it's a cleaning company. If you remember that campaign, if I remember, I'll see if I can put a snapshot here. He called me, this is a Polish man, and it was like, just want to say thank you that the traffic on their website that day was humongous, and they were looking at where the links was from. It was from my Instagram post. So in as much as I may not have 1 million followers, I know my reach, I know my audience when it comes to social media and putting my stamp on things. I hope with this video you guys have learned one or two things as either a business owner or a content creator, or someone that you just want to start content creation. I've been getting a lot of nudges, subtle nudges and hints for people that want a content creation class locally in my city. I'm trying to consider if I do a physical class or I do an e-class where people can join the class and we'll have like a course outline. You will pay, guaranteed. You will pay. There's no freebie. If you want freebie, watch my YouTube videos and use your data, but you will pay for that one. It'll be a closed group. We'll do it, or maybe I'll put it into a course for just things that I've learned on the way as a Christian content creator. As a Christian content creator. Let me say it again. As a Christian content creator. I hope that the work that I put out there, you know, matches everything that God is teaching me daily. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video was a good watch for you. If it was, please share this video, send it to your influencer friends, send it to your creator friends, and save it, leave a comment, and like this video. And I appreciate you for watching. Until next time, stay blessed. Bye bye.